Day presented by Pepsi. On the stage with me now, the Florida A&M Rattlers with their head coach, Willie Simmons, joined by Jeremy Musa and Javen Morgan. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, and glad for you to be here. I think that we have to obviously address the big elephant in the room, the conversation that's happened since Friday. And so, Coach Simmons, I'm going to ask you what took place with the unauthorized video in the locker room, and where are you now in terms of addressing it?
Well, what we can say is that we've addressed the situation. Right now, there's an internal investigation going on, and because of that, we can't comment on any of the details. But we're back to full activity. Our guys are excited about the opportunity to go into training camp next week. We have an exciting football team returning. Obviously, everyone knows we'll pick to win the East, and we're excited to be able to go on the field and see if we can, see if everyone knows what they're talking about.
Well, you talk about being picked to win the East, and as a coach, you always want to try to limit distractions. How do you try to push this aside and move forward and not let it be a distraction going into your first game?
Well, the message that I've always given our football team is that we have to be able to control the controllables. And for us, that's just the mental approach that we take every day. And so we know that adversity is going to come in many forms. Throughout this 13-game season that we're preparing for, we're going to see our fair share of adversity. So our ability to overcome that adversity, to stay close as a football team, and to ultimately learn and get better every single day is what's going to determine our success, and that's the focus that we take into every day.
In terms of managing the expectations for the upcoming season, understanding where you're picked to finish in the preseason, and then also the way that you finished the last couple of years, how are folks and your team specifically handling those expectations this year?
Well, the one thing that our guys understand is that when you come to FAMU, you better be prepared for high expectations. And that's on the football field, that's off the field, that's in the classroom. And so because of that, we have to just be prepared every day to put our best foot forward. And that's all we can control. And so as long as these guys understand that they do everything they can to represent this institution in a first-class manner, that they give their very best in what they do, the outcome will be what we can make it. And Rattler Nation embraces that. They love and appreciate that about these guys. And if we can just continue to work hard and do the right things, I think everything else takes care of itself.
We know that you are an offensive-minded coach, and you have a great gunslinger there in Jeremy Musa. And so, Jeremy, I'm going to ask, just how has Coach Simmons invigorated you this offseason to step up and step into a preseason player of the year type of form that will play out on the field?
Yeah, I think his message has been consistent. I mean, my role now as within the team and as the quarterback is I have to be a little bit more of a vocal leader and establish that presence. I've always been a guy to do the right thing and lead by example, but our team needs that voice, that person that's going to hold people accountable and continue to push our team to be great every single day. So he's pushed me to do that over the off season, in spring, and in summer workouts right now. And I think we've done a pretty good job of setting a standard that we need to meet every single day.
You think about the strength of the offense, but defensively, the Rattler Dark Cloud defense has been equally as solid. Javen, how are you ready to step in to an even greater role this year on the defensive end?
Well, I just want to try to do the same thing I've been doing, and that's just doing my 111, and that's what everybody else will try to do as well.
In terms of how you're looking to lock down things defensively, and especially in that secondary, how much more fear do you feel like that secondary unit is this year?
Oh yeah, we're real scared. We're gonna show y'all. Yes, man.
In terms of the mindset that both of you all had coming into this season, and understanding all eyes are on you to try to get to the SWAC championship game, kind of, how have you prepared yourself mentally?
Start fast.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us on offense is just consistency. We have to be able to make the plays that come to us. Coach is going to do a good job of scheming those plays up each game. So when the opportunities present themselves, we have to capitalize, because you're only going to get so many of those in a game.
And looking at the upcoming schedule, obviously you all start out, and everyone is circling that Labor Day game down at the Orange Blossom Classic against Jackson State. That has been the game that has made the difference, especially for last year. For you all, what are you thinking going into that game, and how much are you getting up for September 3rd?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows that's the game that we have circled on our calendar. You know, it's going to be the first game, so it's going to bring a lot of excitement. It's going to be a great venue down in Miami. I know we're both excited to be able to have an opportunity to play in that game again. But we know what that game means. We know the magnitude that it holds. But ultimately, like, we can't put any added extra pressure just because of that. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's a football game. It's a divisional football game in the East, and we have to be able to win, like Coach Simmons says, to be able to control our own destiny in the end. We don't want to have to put it in anybody else's hands. It's going to be a great opportunity for us to show the country what kind of football we're going to play this year.
All right, I'm going to ask each of you, just give me one word that will help to get you to the SWAC championship, to then represent it, win that game, and represent in the Celebration Bowl. What's that one word that this team must have this year in order to make it to Atlanta?
Family.
Consistency.
Determination.
All right, consistency, determination. Did we say that?
And family.
And family as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Florida A&M Rattlers out of Tallahassee, led by head coach Willie Simmons. On the other side of the break, Jay will sit down with Hugh Jackson and the Tigers.